Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yoga Tuesday, 2 o'clock class. Me and Brandy are ready to rock and roll with some yoga here. Yay. All right. We're going to start out with a warm-up. Get on my mat here. You can be cross-legged or butterfly, however you like. Whatever's comfortable for your legs. This is just a nice, easy warm-up. Start with some neck stretches. We're just going to reach the neck up, over to one side, lengthening the spine, the other side. Look up and back as far as you can. Let's do that sequence one more time. Stretch the neck up, over to one side, up, the other side, back and up, and forward. Be very mindful of your breath today. We're going to be on our main set breathing 5 full breaths in each pose. Doesn't seem like a lot until you get in the middle of it. All right, so nice chest expansion. Put your hands behind you. You're interlacing your fingers behind you and just pulling the shoulders back. Pull your scapula together and expand the chest, looking straight forward. A couple breaths here. Open that up. Very nice. I'm going to take it to the floor here. Do a slight spinal twist to the left. Just a couple breaths. We're warming up our back. Couple breaths to the right. One side is always a little bit tighter than the other one. We're going to take our knees to chest and rock side to side. Warming up that lumbar region, lower back. Nice and gentle. Give yourself a break. Power to a standing position. Just a nice forward bend. Shimmy yourself down. Hey, Elsa. Hi. Shimmy yourself down. Kind of loosen up those hamstrings a little bit. Nice and gentle. Nice release. Let the head hang. Release. Take about 3 breaths in tree pose to the left. Just getting your balance warmed up a little bit. My balance is always crazy at the beginning of a session. And we're going to take it to the right. One leg is always a little bit more stable than the other. You can take your tree pose however you like. Toes to ankle. You can come all the way up to there if you can. Keep your balance. It's always a work in progress. Whew. All right, and then we're down to mountain pose. Let's just take a few breaths up and hands to heart. Up and hands to heart. 2 more times, making sure you're stretching the front of that body. And once more. Should feel nice and loose now, warmed up. Our main sequence, we're going to take 5 full breaths per pose. We're going to, again, just do a repeat of what we just did as our first pose. So we're going to do that 5 times. Hands to heart, hands overhead in mountain pose 5 times. And let's go, 5 breaths. You can look up, you can look straight ahead. But just make sure you're stretching your midline. 3. You also feel this in your obliques. 4, oddly enough. 5. This is ab intensive today, but very, very tiny movements. Upward tree pose. This is basically an extension of mountain pose, and we're just lifting up. You're gonna feel this right here in the center of your belly. 5 full breaths, release as you go. Breathe deep into that belly. And release. We're going to go into some side bends very gently, where this is called a half moon bend. So you're going to want to make your body look like a half moon, but take it as far as you can or as little as you can. 5 full breaths on each side. And the other side. Keep your arms straight. Beautiful. Back down. We've got a left lunge with reach. We're going to lunge it over and then just reach. It's also called side angle pose. And to the other side, just switch it over, 5 breaths on the other side. We're back to our hands to heart, overhead. 5 of these. Very intentional today. Now we've got some cat-cows coming up. 5 breaths each direction. Alternating. And we're now up into our plank. We're just gonna hold this here for about 30 seconds. So you can do your elbows, straight arm plank, your knees can be down, whatever works for you. Stay here for about 30 more seconds. Waking up that core. Watch the body position. Keep your hips down. And we're gonna drop into Cobra. As deep or as shallow as you like. Feel that in the lower back. 5 breaths, breathe right into the stomach. And up into down dog. And the important thing is to get your shoulders as close to the floor as you can. Keep your hips up. And we'll work on getting those heels down to the ground. Those of us with tight hamstrings know it's very difficult. The more times a day I do it, the closer I get, but I got some tight old hamstrings. Whew. A few more breaths here. And then we're going to come back up to our mountain pose. Center. And 5. We're starting our sequence over again. 2. 3. You're going to start to feel it in your central core. If you're stretching and lengthening. Enough. Whew. Upward tree pose. Lean it back a little bit. Extend as far as you can. Keep your arms straight, pointing to the sunshine in the ceiling. Whew. Half moon. 5 breaths each side. A little bit deeper this time, maybe. Maybe not. Make sure your arms are straight, as straight as they can be. Don't bend the elbow. Other side. Maybe kick those hips over a little bit. And we're into our left lunge with reach. 5 breaths here. Feel it in that oblique. Other side. The deeper you go, the more you're going to feel it. Tree pose left. Just try and balance. And switch sides. And we're down. Overhead mountain pose. 1, 5 times, 5 breaths. Centering. Whew, and we're down into our cat-cow. We're working toward a flow. The 3rd one will be even more flowy. Cat-cow 5 times. Intentionally move those hips, freeing up that lower back. Last count, 1 more. And we're into our plank, about 30 seconds. However you can, whatever your favorite plank pose is at the moment. 30 seconds here. This is a sneaky workout. Third time through, you'll be like, what is going on? 10 more seconds.
You keep adding seconds.
Yep.
I thought it was 30 total.
We're down in Cobra. 5 breaths here. Breathe full into the belly. Feel it in the glutes and the lower back and the abs. And we're into our downward facing dog. Maybe get the heels a little bit closer this time. More importantly, get the shoulders closer to the floor. My mat is moving. Woo! Woo! Work those heels down. I like active downward dog. Feels good on the hamstrings and the calves, the ankle joints. Right. Coming up to mountain pose. We are at the top again, and guess what? I'm sweating. Woo! Mountain pose. 1, 2, 3. Back a little bit farther. 4, 5. Upward tree pose, hold. And we can almost work in a little bit of a back bend here. And a lean back a little bit with your head if you can. A few breaths here. Whew. We're into our half moons. Half moon left. Whew. A little bit farther this time. Move those hips out a little bit farther, maybe just an inch, maybe a half an inch. And the other side. 5 breaths. Strengthening, lengthening. Breathing right into those oblique muscles. I can even feel it in my hips. And we're down into our side lunge, left with the reach. This one's hard for me to keep my hips stacked on it. I gotta remind myself to pull my right hip back on this one. Don't let your hip slide forward. A few breaths here, you should feel it right there. So good on the hips. And reverse, other side. Pull that hip back. Back to our mountain. 5 mountains. This is almost the cleansing in the middle of the set. And we're down to our cat-cow. 5 in, both directions. Now we're into our plank. 30 seconds here on our plank. And especially the third time around, I gotta watch my form. Make sure my booty's not up too far. These planks. Feel it in the quads. Get the glutes engaged. Abs, of course. This is a sneaky ab workout. 10 more seconds. Hang on to it. It's our last plank. Down to cobra. Five full breaths here. Make sure to breathe deep into your stomach. You don't have to come up this far in your cobra. You can be right here. You can be right here. You can be right here. I like the extra stretch of the extended cobra. Feels good on the lower back. And we're into our down dog. Woo. Pedal those feet down. This would be the closest of getting to the floor with both ends, both sides, shoulders reaching that chest down to meet the mat. Whew. Feels good. And come up to standing. And we're back to mountain pose. Whew. A few more of these, and we'll be into our cool down. Very nice. Come to seated. On our cool down, we're going to start. First of all, just shake it out a little bit. Whew. That's good. I'm actually like really sweaty. Let's just relax in corpse pose for a minute. Just flat on your back, arms out.
Corpse?
Backs, corpse, yes, Shavasana. Let your arms just lay heavy to your side. Or you can bring up your stomach, whatever feels comfortable. And just relax. Let all the tension out of the lower back. We work the lower back and the lower abs a bit today. All that stretching, you'll feel it in a little while. You feel that lower back releasing into the ground. Thing just kind of melting into the mat. I'm going to take one knee up, bring it into your chest, bring the other knee up, and give your legs a hug. Again, let's roll a little bit back and forth. Massage that lower back, massage your spine. So good. And if you want, you can even do a front and back roll, just slightly. I like to do a little bit of a roll up to a boat. And just hold it a little minute. A couple of those feels good. Let's do a couple more spinal rolls. Just hold it. Now let's get over, we're into child's pose. Toes together, knees apart. Forehead to the ground if you can make it. If not, you can put your hands on your head on your hands. If you have a block or a blanket, you can use that too. Whatever feels good, just relax. Deep breaths, let it out. Let the stress of the day melt away. A few more breaths here. And we'll end sitting. You can sit cross-legged, butterfly, whatever feels good for you. You can stack your knees and your feet if you like that, if that feels good. Let's take it into a gentle twist to the right. Usually my back cracks at this point. Oh, there it goes. Just look over your shoulder if you want to, or you can look straight out. Whatever works for you. We'll walk it to the other side. Deep breaths. Letting go. Come to center, bend forward just a little bit, keeping your back straight, stretching out those glutes. Tiny little forward fold. Stretch out that lower back. Feels good. And we'll end with a little bit of arms. We just did a little bit of arms today. Don't worry, we'll do more in core tomorrow. Core tomorrow is going to be upper and arm intensive, so we'll get it. Get those triceps. And the other one. That feels good. I think I'm getting farther and farther with those stretches as we go. Whew, shake it out. Whew. Nice. Good job.
Hey.
Hey, I'm going to stop the recording, but let's chat for a minute.
Ah.
There we are.